He handled most of the parastatals and was in charge of most of the governors. And yet he wielded that level of unity for his master Yar'Adua. Even now when he talks, he says, our late president, my master. Goodluck Jonathan is the type of person that gives you his word and he keeps it. No sooner he came into office, he told every minister, stay at your duty post and show me what you are doing on a weekly basis, but you must account to the Nigerians every 3 months. And dividends of democracy does not include water tank in your area. And so governors started running and doing projects that will affect the lives of the people. Suddenly the petrol queues that mounted when Yar'Adua traveled all disappeared. Now electricity is almost back to normal. The national average is 12 to 15 hours a day. You also have a system of governance in which no politician flaunts wealth as they used to do before. And he has told the civil societies and the EFCC, once you see them doing those things, report them to me and we'll take them on. A man who told his party that it is one man, one vote. And whichever state a candidate wins, that is the man I will shake as the governor of that state. He started it with Anambra. He went to Edo, he did it. He went to Ondo, he did it. He went to Osun, he did it. And he's doing the same and welcoming non-PDP members as governors to the governor's forum. A man who told the judiciary, tell me what it takes, I'll give you, you do your job, and be the moral conscience of our society. A man who looked at his party and said, I don't care where the man comes from. I have heard this name called Jiga. I don't know him, I've never shaken him, I've never called him. But if he's the best man for the job, he's appointed. Go and take over the electoral system. That is the kind of president we're talking about. And the same man who told Jiga, tell me what it takes to deliver a credible election. And Jiga said 87 billion. Later said there was a mistake, it's 89. He said, forget it. Approved. Sent it to the House as an extra budgetary allocation. It came back and released the money to him. A man who is encouraging institutions to do their jobs rather than he doing the job of institutions. Those are the issues you raised today. And that is what is happening in Nigeria. A man who will say to his party, you better go and make sure that you do the right things and do the right projects so that the people will see you as their leader. But if you don't and they vote somebody else, I will recognize that person. And a man who told his party directly that we shall not intervene in the judicial process, but rather we will accept the person that emerges. So if you look at it, all the judgments, there's no one PDP has said, we are PDP. This is the new Nigeria of our dreams. This indeed is the change we all require. And if you look at him, he's a man within the 50 to 55 bracket. And that is the generation that is ruling the major economies of the world. In America, in Britain, in Germany, in Australia, gender change, in France, in Russia. All the major economies are ruled by people within this age bracket. And then you have it. You are still looking for old people to come and look at contemporary issues from their primordial lenses. That is unacceptable in the new Nigeria. I am selling to you a new product. And that is why the NPF must make up its mind whether to be partisan or not. Because we are coming to a point in Nigeria where we will see the black and say it is black. We are coming to a point in Nigeria where we, as the moral conscience of our people, as the educated people, must say that this is what is happening in the world, and this is the global change and movement that is taking place. Nigeria must be part of it and not to be left out of it. And for us to sit down and say that we will not go into it, we will just talk about it, we will talk about food, we will not bring spoons, is a lie. EJ. We will come with the spoons to the table. And I want to say this. There's a generational shift in international diplomacy and politics, and Nigeria cannot find itself outside it. We cannot afford to also create a new Mugabe in Nigeria. We will sit down in his country, mismanage his economy because he cannot move to any part of the world, and see himself go down into the presidential palace where he gives all the wrong judgments. We are alive and we are kicking. We have a new Nigeria of our dreams. We have focus. We have mission. We have people who can do the job, and we have the personalities, the human capital to deliver the dividends of that democracy. Every regime comes to tell us my duty and what I'm coming to give you is to deliver dividends of democracy. And you ask him, I will alleviate and remove you from poverty and disease. How else can a man be poor when the resources of his country are used to build a man's petroleum empire? Nigerians in diaspora must not only be partisan, but they must make pronouncement of what is partisan in Nigeria. Amen. And so we come to this premise where we must look for youth that has energy and wisdom. We must look for youth that has purpose. We must begin as elders to begin to look inwards in our families, those who have qualities that we can groom up. And those qualities are embedded in one man for now. His name is Dr. Bele Goodluck Asekwe Jonathan. He has purpose, he has vision, he has education. And it is only education, like I gave a lecture in Bayelsa State last week. Education set us free was the title. And I told them it is only the educated that can have dreams and see vision. It is only the educated that can hypothesize and say this is the way we have to go. It is only the educated that can unlock doors that have been locked for years. It is only the educated, and those especially who are PhDs, who know what it means to be persistent in research, that can look at the Nigerian situation persistently and unlock those pathways. Goodluck Jonathan has what it takes. He represents the new generation. He represents the people of quality. He represents a paradigm shift from himself to the people first. He represents the man who can do the job and who want the institutions to do their job. He represents the man who says, what is your budget? How much you want to do it? Take it and go and deliver to the Nigerian people. And also represents the man who tells the Nigerian state, you, minister, you, this minister, go and account to the Nigerians on your stewardship. And let the press ask you what you have been doing with their money. If he had any skeletons, he would not tell the minister to go and talk. But because he knew that he gave them the money to go and run the country, he is quick to tell them, go and account for it. And so he is the Mr. Transparent you have been looking for. And some of you are here, we're asking questions about the stand on corruption. Be under no illusion that Goodluck Jonathan will not support any corrupt person. And because he will not support any corrupt person, all corrupt people are running out of Nigeria. It is true. Ibori, his wife, the house girl, and all the people that are doing now, they are all running. People in Nigeria who, the bank chiefs, when everybody was criticizing Sanusi, it was the president who came out and told the world that he backed Sanusi to the end. And it was because of the backing of Mr. President on Ibori, on Sanusi, that Sanusi just back a few days ago told the Nigerian Senate, I stand by what I say, and if that means resigning, I will resign now. And that is the kind of courage you give to your officers to perform. Sanusi was saying it because he knew he had a master, that when the house tells him to resign, the master will say, I appointed you, you sit in your seat. Sanusi was speaking from the perspective of a son who knew his father was nearby. And if his father was a corrupt man, he would not support him. And so, ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about paradigm and generational shift, we are talking about a candidate that has purpose. We are talking about a man that will bring to you the new Nigeria of your dreams. We are talking about a system that you and I want enthroned, so that when you come live here as elderly people, to come and spend your retirement, you can say, yes, this is the country we fought for from afar. Sanusi, therefore, and the president represents your dream. If you take your money from here and you can take it to Nigeria and invest and it is safe, then good luck, Jonathan, is the man you need. Because he alone has told the regulatory bodies that you must sanction every person to the last man to be accountable for his wealth. So that is the kind of thing we're seeing. Electorally, he has sent a bill and a new electoral law that makes it mandatory for your votes to count. It's out. And I want to say that I will not be breaking any rules if I started the campaign here, because the campaign says, INEC says, campaign should start 1st of December. So on the 3rd of December, I am declaring the Good Luck campaign in the city of Freedom, Pennsylvania. On the 4th, today's 4th, yes. I am declaring the Good Luck campaign to the Nigerians in diaspora. And it is auspicious and it is a time that we must all note. And the place also matters in history. That we are declaring this freedom to Nigeria from the city where freedom was declared to America. When I spoke to World Igbo Congress, I told them, ordinarily I would have titled my speech, The Road from Mississippi. But I told them that because of the importance of Philadelphia, I will say it is the road to freedom. You and I are involved in the historical development of Nigeria. We are preaching freedom from afar. We are saying that Nigeria must be free. We have dreams and we have tall visions. We must declare it in Philadelphia, because this place represents democracy in America. It represents the heart and soul of the American principle of freedom for all men. And so we must also preach that for all men means all men and women of Nigeria. And those principles must emanate from here, using the resources and the materials at our disposal. A free press and a free people. We must begin to tell our fellow Nigerians that there's only one man that fits the future. That man is Good Luck Jonathan. The day he sets into that office on his own record, at the first time that he's campaigning for executive president, the day of freedom will reign in Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please, for Dr. Obianime. As of tonight, the NPF remains non-partisan, right? But from his speech, and those of you who may have followed his work, irrespective of his politics, the fact of the matter is that this young man has embarked on a journey that has taken him and his people to a level of interaction with all the peoples of Nigeria that is, in fact, historic. And that journey has included coming to places like this and supporting conferences such as this. And therefore, in appreciation of Dr. Obianime, the man, and with the permission of the National Chairman of the Nigerian People's Forum, we have a surprise of sorts for him, which is in appreciation of his work. And this is an award to Dr. A.W. Obianime from the Nigerian People's Forum for accomplishments in human rights and social justice activism, given today, December 4, 2010. Dr. Obianime.
I want to accept this not only on my behalf, but on your behalf. To tell us and humanity that freedom can be achieved if all of us work together.